Oi oi, welcome. It is the new moon in Cancer, and this new moon can be an emotional one, so buckle up because we're going deep in this new moon workshop. If this is the first workshop that you've done with us, huge welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. The way it's going to work is I'm basically going to talk through some of the transits that are going on in the cosmos currently and how that might be showing up energetically for you. Then we're going to do a little bit of breath work together. I've got some journaling prompts for you to delve into that's going to help us really kind of work with the energies that we've got going on. And then we're going to finish with a meditation, okay? So super quick, nice little way to welcome in this new lunar phase. So yeah, the new moon in Cancer. Cancer is the first of the water signs in the zodiac, so that can lead to a lot of heightened emotions, okay? So water signs tend to be very emotional, quite deep, quite intuitive, and basically Cancer is ruled by the moon. So this means the moon is in its rulership, so anything that's happening at the minute might just be extremely heightened, okay? And it can be in a very emotional time, especially if you do have strong Cancer placements in your chart, but it's going to be affecting us all, okay? So that's what we're going to kind of delve deep into. So Cancer as a sign, like I say, it's a water sign ruled by the moon. The moon is very much associated with how we nurture and how we nourish ourselves, okay? So it's very much what's going on in our world, okay? So our emotions, our feelings, like I say, tapping into that intuition. It's got a lot of emotional depth to it. And Cancer is also associated with the 4th house, and this has associations with our home life, our belongings, family, friends, what it is that we value, but also what makes we feel safe and secure. Thinking of kind of like your roots, your foundations of what, like I say, keeps us safe and secure. So new moons are an ideal time for setting intentions, planting seeds, noticing how we're wanting to show up, what we're wanting to achieve. But this one especially is all around creating emotional security within ourselves. So finding what it is that helps us feel safe and secure when our emotions maybe do start to spiral a little bit. Also calling in or strengthening our soul family connections. It's a really nice time for redefining our home as well. So not just your actual physical home, but your inner home. So what is it that you find is your safe space, if that makes any sense. Also a really important new moon for honouring our emotional needs, okay? So like I say, that's what we're going to be focusing on. So we're wanting to really show up with this new moon energy in a softened way. So it's not so much about kind of doing and like, yeah, I want to blah, blah, blah. It's more about kind of slowing down and tuning in and going with more how something feels rather than the logical of how something should go, if that makes sense. So key themes around this new moon, I've got them written down. So emotional renewal, setting boundaries from a place of love. This is something that's really prominent in my life at the moment. And finding or returning to the home within, okay? Other transits that are happening though around this new moon, the moon is opposing Pluto in Capricorn, and this is an opportunity for transformation when it comes to family dynamics. Also a really good time to focus on personal authority. We also have Mercury in Leo, okay, so we might have a desire to express our truth, so speaking from the heart and having that confidence to say exactly what it is that you feel or exactly what it is that you're wanting from something, having that confidence to speak from the heart and speak authentically rather than just kind of holding it back. Mars is also in Taurus, so it's a really good time for us taking slow and steady action. Like I say, this isn't something that we're wanting to race through when you're thinking of setting your intentions and all that kind of stuff of what it is that we can do more of. It's more just taking the time to slow down, tune in, and not rush anything basically. And then last but not least, Chiron is in Aries, which is forming a square with the new moon. So old emotional wounds might surface at this point in order for us to heal from them. So notice if any kind of memories pop up about certain things, or you know, like something that's really annoyed you in the past. Like you might have like a random thought about something that happened. It could be just a time to focus on healing past wounds in order to make space for the new. So that's kind of what's going on in the cosmos. So before we delve into the journaling prompts that are in relation to everything that's going on, we're going to do a little bit of breath work, okay? So I invite you to get into a nice comfortable seated position. So you might want to be sat on a chair, you might have your legs crossed, you might have them out long in front of you, just whatever feels the most comfortable for you, right? And then I want you to see if you can lengthen from the crown of the head, but then allow the shoulders to relax down so the airways are clear, but we don't want to be rigid. You just want to really soften into the position so you're nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable. And we're going to start by popping one hand on my heart, one hand on my belly. And we're just going to start intentionally lengthening the breath, okay? So nothing too dramatic, nothing forced. We're just going to see if we can make the next in-breath that little bit deeper and make our next out-breath that little bit longer. So just think nice nourishing breaths in, filling up your lungs, and then nice long, gentle breaths out as we let every bit of air back out of the body. And we're just going to focus on deepening the breath for these next few moments. So like I say, just deep nourishing breaths in, feeling your lungs fill up, feel your chest rise, and then as you breathe out, see if you can just maybe let the shoulders fold that little bit further away from the ears and just allow yourself to relax into that space. With every exhale, that little bit more relaxed. And then you're welcome to continue just lengthening each breath, or we're going to do a breathwork technique where we breathe in for the count of 3. We're then going to gently hold the breath at the top for a count of 3. We're then going to breathe out for the count of 5. So we're lengthening the out breath, okay? So your counts might be faster or slower than mine. That's absolutely fine. Just go at your own pace. So when you're ready, you're going to breathe in for the count of 3. Then hold the breath at the top for a count of 3. And then let the breath out for a count of 5. And we're just going to continue with this breath work, like I say, for the next few moments. And the reason why we're lengthening the out breath, the reason why we're doing this breathwork technique in the workshop, is when we extend the exhale, it allows us to tap into the parasympathetic nervous system and regulate the nervous system, which allows the muscles to relax a little bit more. And when you're focusing on counting your breaths, it allows you to just bring yourself into the present moment rather than being kind of caught up in your thoughts. But don't worry if you get distracted from the counts, just gently bring yourself back when you feel ready to. We're just going to be here for another 30 seconds or so. And if you want to, you might want to start maybe lengthening those counts. So you might want to breathe in for the count of 4, hold the breath at the top for a count of 4, and then breathe out for the count of 6. But if that just feels available to you, nothing too forced, you never want to restrict your breath too much or anything. It should just still feel really easy, nice and gentle. Then when you're feeling ready to, we're just going to gently allow the breath to go back to its natural rhythm. Maybe open your eyes if you've had them closed. Maybe just give your shoulders a nice little shake, a little reset, move your body in any way that feels good. And now we're going to work through the journaling prompts, okay? So I've got 6 journaling prompts in total, so we're going deep with these ones, right? You're welcome to pause the video as we go through and delve a little bit deeper as we go, or you can always bring yourself back to these journaling prompts over the next week or so. It's still a nice, powerful time to focus on these questions and doing this inner work, even after the new moon starts to wax and we start to kind of tap into that next phase. So like I say, you don't have to have all of the answers written down now. You can always just write them down, pop in whatever you think, and then delve a little bit deeper at a time that suits you best, okay? So journaling prompt number 1. How do I define home at this stage in my life, and how has this changed over time? So I'm just going to repeat it one more time. How do I define home at this stage in my life, and how has that changed over time? So if I was to ask you now what home means to you, you might just think of popping out your address, right? But then try and think a little bit deeper. with that. So it doesn't have to just be the bricks and the mortar of where it is that you live, or the place that you live. Where do you feel the most at home? And this could be in a certain place, it could be a certain feeling, it could be with certain people. So there's no right or wrong answers. Like I say, just tune in and ask yourself how you define home at this stage in your life, and notice maybe how this has changed up until this point. So that is journaling prompt number 1. We're going to go on to journaling prompt number 2. So what places, people or practices help me return to myself when I feel lost? So this journaling prompt is very much associated with building that emotional security. So knowing what practices, places or people help bring you back and get you grounded when you are feeling a little bit lost, a little bit chaotic, a little bit overwhelmed. Because when we're aware of these things that are going to help us kind of self-soothe or self-heal or self-nurture, and obviously we're hoping these to be healthy practices, then it's a lot easier for us to not go too much into that self-sabotage mode. So I should have mentioned at the start as well, it's very easy around this time, around this new moon, to try and find comfort in unhealthy habits or unhealthy, say, eating patterns. So be mindful if you're feeling like you're wanting to overeat, or if you're wanting to overindulge in things that you know aren't really that good for you. Notice what you're finding comfort in, because you might find around this new moon that you are craving that comfort in a way, to kind of just hide in your shell and feel safe and secure. Notice how it is that you're finding that comfort and you're finding that safety. And if it is those unhealthy habits, this is the perfect new time now to let go of all of the self-sabotaging habits and start implementing these new healthier habits. So when we ask ourselves this question, journal prompt number 2, what places, people or practices help me return to myself when I feel lost? When we're aware of that, then it's a lot easier for us to then pick those healthier options, rather than obviously going into the maybe toxic habits that we might have, okay? So journaling prompt number 3, where in my life do I need stronger boundaries to protect my sense of peace? So where in my life do I need stronger boundaries to protect my sense of peace? So when you think of setting boundaries with your time, with your energy, how you allow other people to treat you, how you're treating yourself. This doesn't always have to be boundaries that you set with other people. What boundaries do you have with yourself, and do you stick to those boundaries? So when you're setting these habits and these goals and these intentions, are you able to stick to them? Do you have boundaries in place of where it's like, right, okay, this is a boundary that I'm overcrossing? So you're aware of that. So number 3, about setting boundaries. Protecting your peace. Okay, journaling prompt number 4. What does the next version of me need in order to feel deeply supported and safe? So don't just think of this, say, next moon cycle, this next month. Think for the rest of this year, right? What does the next version of you need in order for you to feel deeply supported and safe? So this could be support from loved ones, this could be stability financially, or whatever it is. I need to stop trying to put my 2 pence in, just let you think of whatever it is that comes to your head. Because your intuition is going to be a lot more heightened around this time as well, because the new moon's in Cancer, it's a water sign, it's deep, it's intuitive. It's an ideal time to focus on asking yourself these questions and feeling into these questions as well. So it's a really good time for meditating more. So if you do have a question and you're a little bit unsure, ask yourself the question and sit and meditate with it. If you have any oracle cards, ask a question, pull an oracle card, show what shows up, any guidance, any insights, because you're probably going to get a lot more downloads when you do allow that time to slow the fuck down, sorry for my language, and listen. Like, listen to your body, listen to your intuition, listen to your thoughts, listen to your feelings, because those are going to be those intuitive nudges that could show up and bring you that clarity around a certain situation or whatever it is that you're asking about, okay? Okay, journal prompt number 5. if I could design my ideal home life or sanctuary, what would that include? Okay, so I'm just going to repeat it. If I could design my ideal home life or sanctuary, what would that include? So don't just think of like how your space would look, right? Think how it would feel, where the space is, what it has inside. Think of maybe routines, maybe people. So not just thinking of how you can decorate your home, right? Think of how the ideal home life would look to you. So how would it feel? What routines would that include? And what people might that include? Because again, this new moon is all around that Cancer energy, and it's all around your home life, your family, your friends, that safe and secure space, the space that would come to, kind of the shell that you would come in and be safe inside. So asking these questions just gives you an idea of what that actually looks like for us. Because if you don't know, then you cannot manifest and you cannot create and you cannot work towards building that for yourself if you're unaware of what that actually means to you. And try not to think of just what you think it would look like or you think it should feel. Just tune in, how does that feel to you personally? Okay, journaling prompt number 6, final journaling prompt. What small daily actions can I take to nurture myself moving forwards? So when you think of nurturing and nourishing yourself, right? What small daily actions can you take to nurture and nourish yourself moving forwards? So what's something that you can do every day is a non-negotiable that's going to help nurture yourself, whether it's nurturing your emotions, whether it's nurturing your inner world, it could be nurturing your outer world, it could be nurturing your body, eating healthier, making sure that you're having your 5 a day, drinking plenty of water, doing your skincare, whatever it is. Just think of one small thing that you can do and that you can start implementing every day now going forwards, especially for this moon cycle. Because this moon cycle, right, every time we have a new moon, whatever zodiac it's in, that's the themes that you want to really try and cultivate for that month or that moon cycle. And then when we do this every moon cycle, we're going to be acknowledging different areas of our life, different aspects of our life. So if you're consistent with it, you're always going to be focusing on something different and you're just going to be building in every area, so no areas getting neglected. But it's very powerful to work with whatever zodiac it is that this new moon is in and focusing on that themes, because that's when the energy is going to be most powerful in helping one manifest those things, okay? So I feel like I've just blabbled a lot of rubbish there. Not rubbish, but I just blabble a lot. Anywho, we're going to move into the meditation now. So again, I want you to find yourself in a nice comfortable space. You might want to be sat, you might even want to be lying down on your back for this one. There's no right or wrong answer. Just really tune in and get yourself as comfortable as you possibly can. And again, we want the airways to be nice and clear, but we want to really relax into the position, relax into the space. We don't want to be rigid. And if at any point you feel any discomfort in the body or anything, if you want to move in any way, don't feel like you have to stay like a statue, right? Just allow yourself to move, tune into those feelings, any sensations that your body's showing up as we move through the meditation. Listen to those feelings and adjust and adapt to nurture and nourish your body for the meditation, okay? So I invite you, like I say, get nice and comfortable. I am just gonna quickly change the track. Okay, so maybe start by closing the eyes if you feel comfortable to do so, or you might just want to have a gentle gaze at the ground if that feels a little bit more suitable for you today. And try and see if you can just allow your body to relax with every exhale. So as you breathe in, maybe just focus on the rise of your chest. And as you breathe out, see if you can just let go of any discomfort, any tension, any tightness that might be stored in the body. So we're just using the power of the breath to allow the muscles to completely switch off and relax in this position that we're in. And just try and really tune into the body, notice how the body's feeling as we start the meditation. Like I say, notice if there's any sensations that are showing up. And as you settle into this stillness, maybe feel the gentle pull of gravity holding you, keeping your body supported, and allowing your body to just feel soft in the process. So we're softening the legs, we're softening the arms, we're relaxing the muscles in the face, so allowing your forehead to soften, your eyebrows, your eyelids. Allow the space around your ears to soften, your jaw, your cheekbones. With every breath out, we're just letting it all go. And then I invite you to begin to follow the rhythm of your breath, as if it was the rise and fall of waves on a calm shoreline. So as you breathe in, the wave rises, and as you breathe out, the wave falls. And you might want to maybe imagine yourself floating in a beautiful endless ocean. You're completely supported by the water beneath you. It's calm and it's steady. The water's warm and relaxing. And this isn't just any ocean. This is the ocean of you. So your inner world, your emotions, your dreams, your memories, your desires. You're just floating and basking in this inner world of yours. And just know that there's nothing to fix, there's nothing to change, just a deep sense of trust in the ebb and flow of life itself. And with every breath, just imagine yourself drifting deeper into your own knowing, your intuition, your truth. And if any emotions rise or any feelings rise, just let them move like waves. There's no need to hold on to them. Just feel, breathe, and release. And just know that you're safe to feel, you're safe to soften. And in this place, this ocean, you remember that you're whole and that you're loved and you're enough exactly as you are. And maybe allow this deep calm to ripple through your body, softening your heart, soothing your nervous system, bathing you in a sense of peace. And just know that you can always come back to this ocean within, whenever you need it. And maybe just allow yourself to bask in this feeling. And then maybe just tune back into the breathing if you've noticed that your mind's wandered. Nice nourishing breaths in, nice long gentle breaths out. And then when you're ready to, you might just want to bring your awareness back to the body. You might just want to start adding a bit of gentle movement in, maybe rolling the shoulders, the fingers, moving side to side, just moving anywhere that your body's asking for. You might want to gently open your eyes if you've had them closed. And then you might want to rub your hands together, nice and fast, feel that warmth, feel your energy, and then take it wherever you wish to take it. You might want to bring it to your face, maybe bring it to the back of your neck, maybe bring it to your arms. And then bring your hands to your heart, give yourself that thanks for taking the time to do something for yourself this evening or this morning or this afternoon, whenever it is that you're watching this. It's not the easiest thing to do, so just always take the time to appreciate that. And if you would like to deepen your practice a little bit more, obviously you've got the journaling prompts that you can delve into. I would invite you to set some new moon intentions, so the intentions that you want to set for this next month, okay, so the next 4 weeks. And use the element of water in some way, shape or form. So you could run yourself a nice hot bubble bath, and as you're in the bubble bath you might just want to imagine yourself kind of soaking in all of the intentions that it is that you're set. You could also get a glass of water, pop some glass of water, and then pop your intentions underneath the water, pop your hands on the edge of the glass and just speak the intentions, and just really try and pour that energy into the glass, and then you can drink it. Whatever you feel called to do, but if you can use the element of water in any way, then I would highly recommend doing that. You know, get to the beach, go for a sea dip, whatever it is. And yeah, let us know how you find the workshop, if anything shows up for you. If you enjoyed the workshop, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a like, maybe a comment, maybe share it with someone who you think might benefit from the workshop as well, because that helps us reach more people. Always really grateful for any shares and likes and comments, all that kind of stuff helps support my nice small little business. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I hope this new moon cycle is a good one for you. I will be back for the full moon in a couple of weeks' time, so if you feel like you want to delve a little bit deeper and continue working with the moon cycles as part of your personal development, then come back in a couple of weeks and we can do the full moon workshop together as well. But yeah, thank you so much for joining, and hopefully see you on the next one. Goodbye.